My ex-husband was sleeping with my dad. Ugh, what? So I accidentally stumbled across a YouTube video called My Ex-Husband Was Sleeping With My Dad. Love, don't judge. I don't know what this is about. I've not seen any videos from this channel. I clicked on it, haven't heard any of it, and we're about to watch it together.
Found out that my dad and my husband at the time were sleeping together, I felt betrayed. When I found out that my dad and my husband at the time were sleeping together, I felt betrayed. My ex-husband...
First off, wild. My ex-husband and my dad were sleeping together. Here's the thing. I have a lot of fears. I have a lot of little anxieties. I want you to imagine the thought of like, oh, not only am I kissing someone who has kissed my dad, parts of my dad have been in this man's mouth. And then his mouth has been on mine. I don't like that. Like, I really, really, really hate that. Would you want to know? I guess, right? Because like, if somebody's like, if your partner goes, hey, I cheated on you, you probably are going to ask with whom. And then they say your dad, dude. Ugh, murky. Is it transitive or communicative properties? I can't remember. It's been too long.
And gave me HIV. I never knew that social media.
And gave her HIV. That's, oh, okay. So now this is a problem. Like, that's wild. Sleeping with your partner's dad is pretty bad. Then giving them HIV from their father, that's, you can't come back from that. There has to be a way to like, you can sue people for giving you an STD, right? Imagine that on like one of the popular, imagine that on Judge Steve Harvey. Imagine Steve Harvey as a judge for my ex-husband slept with my father and then gave me HIV. We're 11 seconds in.
They can be so brutal. They make me feel like I am a walking disease. My mom was there when the doctor told me that I was HIV positive.
I was devastated. You go your HIV medicine.
That being said, if you are a sexually active person, get tested. Get yourself tested. Go. It's not that hard.
She told me she was HIV positive maybe a week or two into us dating.
I knew I needed to tell him before I met him in person. I was nervous that Brendan wouldn't want to be with me.
I was already in love with her from like the first interaction, so it didn't bother me.
As long as you're taking your medicine every single day, you can live. It helps with my immune system so that it will be 0% chance for me to give my partner HIV or even pass it down to my children. Side effects that I personally received was short memory loss. It did cause me to have anxiety and depression.
The memory loss is wild because like one, you kind of wish it wasn't short memory loss, right? Like you would probably want to be able to forget that your ex-husband cheated on you with your father and then gave you HIV.
I am currently on meds as well for that. I know the side effects can be very scary, but I'd rather have side effects than to be dying. But he was the cutest. I told Brendan in the first month of us dating, if he was serious, prove it.
Oh my God, he got an arm tattoo of her name.
Where your tattoo at?
To find love after HIV.
That's a good question.
It's not easy at all because so many people are uneducated about it. You have to tell them, hey, I'm HIV positive and hopefully you accept me. But if not, I gotta try again. This is our wedding photo and this is my beautiful family. My ex-husband is the person that gave me HIV, who knew he had it and he had it for many years.
Oh,
I was
that's
19
wild.
years old and just had a baby. This was actually my favorite photo of us. This is when we was in the beginning of our happy place. Even though
if her ex-husband had HIV for years, do you think her ex-husband also gave it to her dad?
Though I didn't know he was living a double life. It's never easy to talk about how my dad introduced me to my ex-husband. My dad said this is one of his friends.
Dude, I couldn't even get words out. My dad introduced me to my ex-husband and said he was one of his friends. You mean to tell me your dad hooked you up with the guy he was hooking up with?
Everyone knew that I was the preacher's kid, so they have this obsession over preacher's daughters. And,
he's a preacher, yeah.
My dad.
Men in church love sleeping with other men. Just wish they weren't so, judgmental about it.
And he introduced us because he felt like we would be a good fit. I thought that he was just a member of my dad's church. I wanted to get away, but I felt trapped. I don't even look the same. I looked depressed and I was losing weight. I also believed that I was HIV positive here and I did not know. And you can tell from my cheekbones. I'm starting to look sick. And this is when I was pregnant with our daughter, Elizabeth. When I found out that my dad and my husband at the time was sleeping together, I felt betrayed.
I want to know if she's going to tell us how she found out, I guess. That would be a tragic thing to walk in on. I would not imagine. I can't imagine walking in on that. I'm so glad I don't have parents for the reason of this is never going to happen to me.
I felt disgusted. I felt like I wasn't worth anything and I didn't believe in the word loyalty anymore. I don't talk to my dad anymore, but my ex-husband does pop in and pop out.
Accidentally estranged parent YouTube. Accidentally estranged parent contact. Because she doesn't talk to her dad anymore for a good reason. And then it's going to be like, I know I wasn't perfect. I did the best I could. Yeah, setting her up with your HIV positive friend that you've been sleeping with.
I did lock him up. I was really nervous when I...
Good. I'm glad he got locked up. For giving her HIV, absolutely.
First told Brendan that I have a horrible past.
I was more so shocked than anything. It did make me angry. That's supposed to be her father. Mm-hmm. And for him to set her up the way he did, it was, honestly, it was horrible.
I'm still strong, more than ever.
I love her honesty, her bravery, and her goofiness. Even though she's sometimes
aggravating. I wanted people to know that there is life after HIV. I'm married to a man who is HIV negative. I have 3 children who is HIV negative. Cheers! A lot of people didn't understand why I told the world that I am HIV positive. This video got the most hate comments. Not
because I'm HIV positive, that doesn't stop me from having children as a husband that's HIV negative. There's things like this, right? Because I'm HIV positive, that doesn't stop me from having children and a husband that's HIV negative. There is no reason you should be responding to this negatively. There's no reason you should be responding to this negatively because you don't know how she got HIV. There are plenty of people in this world with diseases or addictions that were passed through their parents and through absolutely no fault of their own. This one also technically passed through her dad, just in a very roundabout way.
That I am HIV positive. This video got the most hate comments.
Also, she likes her own videos. I wonder if I click on a random TikTok of mine, if it'll be liked by me. Am I about to out myself? 428,000 views? No, did not like it. 19,000 likes. I'm not one of them. 28,000 likes. I'm not one of them.
Not being funny, but he voluntarily invited HIV into his life.
Also, that's like an ignorant comment. There are plenty of ways to, not spread HIV. And so to just make a comment like this is just dumb. There's no reason for it.
Was he positive already? Not judging, just curious.
What do you mean was he positive already? He says he's negative.
It's a lot of ignorant people who just think HIV is a death sentence.
A lot of people think that we do this for clout.
Also, I don't know anything about HIV. I really don't. I think it's an autoimmune disease. But I couldn't tell you.
Which is weird, because who want to get clout off having HIV?
A lot of people think it's fake, honestly.
Yeah. Comments like, you're selfish for having kids. You're selfish for being married to a man who is HIV negative. Let him be with a woman who's HIV negative. Sometimes I would read people saying that I need to die. And that I don't deserve my husband, even after everything that I have been through. The
internet is a terrible place, and no matter what you are or what's happened to you, people are going to hate you. But stop. Who are you in your life that you're so... You have the right to criticize people. You do. You have the right to criticize people. However, you should reserve that right for people who deserve the criticism. And someone who has contracted HIV, not that person. The person that gave her HIV the person that set her up with the person he was sleeping with. Okay, criticize the father, criticize the ex-husband. Don't criticize her.
My past marriage, I feel sorry for him now. He's going to catch it too.
Which again, not
People
a
make
thing.
me feel like I am not human. They make me feel like I don't belong here and that I am a walking disease, that if I touch them, they're going to get it as well. And that hurts. I never knew that social media could be so brutal.
But after a while, the judgment really didn't affect us at all.
He better accept you. He gave it to you.
A lot of people don't really pay attention, but a lot of people think that I'm the one that gave it to her.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that children also take HIV medicine even though they're not positive. They have to take it the first 3 weeks of them being born. Even though they are negative, you have to go through a process as a HIV woman having children. I support you, honey, no matter what. I am positive as well, and my husband is negative. Thank you for uplifting me.
Yes, that is all that should be. Like, these are people who are not hurting other people, creating and finding community. Fantastic. When we look at people like Diane is hurting people. Diane is very much ignoring the boundaries her daughter has set and providing a platform for other parents to do the exact same thing. That hurts people, and they're finding and creating community to hurt other people. That's a problem. This is a woman dealing with a bad situation she's been thrust into and doing a good job of it and telling other people who may be in a similar situation that there are good things that can come out of it, and you don't have to change your life that drastically. And people are attacking her, and that's just gross.
Social media definitely have made my marriage stronger because it just tested everything. It just made us love each other even more because people want our marriage to fail so bad.
That's gross. I can't imagine getting on the internet and being like, I hope your marriage fails to like normal people. Diane. Everything's Diane right now. Stop.
Sit closer. God, like y'all gonna bite each other. Say cheese. What is like to see your mom talk about having HIV?
But he shouldn't know that kind of stuff.
You think so? Okay. Do you think people treat mommy different?
Yes.
Wait, what did the kid say?
Talk about having HIV.
But he shouldn't know that kind of stuff.
Kids
You
shouldn't
think
know
so?
that kind of stuff?
Okay. Do you think
She's a
people
kid.
treat mommy different
Yes. Yeah.
for having HIV? How they make you feel that they treat mommy bad?
Man.
Yeah.
So we're about to go to the park to meet my mom.
Yay!
At first, my mom thought that Brandon wasn't genuine. She thought my husband was a serial killer.
Listen, dude, as a mom, watching your kid date, it's a scary thing. I would also assume any man is a serial killer. Like, that's understandable.
She did not understand why would someone want to be with someone with HIV and 2 kids. Your shoes are wrong feet, baby. She definitely was being judgmental, but she didn't know the education behind HIV and AIDS. So she was just being like everyone else who doesn't know how it works.
I thought it was too good to be true, pretty much. I was like, okay, do he know what's going on? Wait a minute, are you sure? But he was a pretty cool guy.
My mom was there when the doctor told me that I was HIV positive.
There have been so many situations in which, like, a woman like her and her mom have been together and the woman gets bad news, who is very much, it's not her fault. It's not her fault she contracted HIV, right? Like, there's no way that she was told about it in the same way that she wasn't told about her ex-husband sleeping with her dad. I hope that her mother did not blame her for it. I hope that her mother did not look at her and say, how could you do this? 'Cause that would suck.
I can tell that she wanted to cry and slide down the wall, but she was trying to be strong for me.
Okay, good.
Because she could not believe that the doctor just told her daughter this.
Honestly, I was devastated, but I had to pretty much be strong for her. I put my strongness on. Hey, Mom. Hey. What's going on? Hey.
So, how do you feel about me being positive and him being negative?
At first, I was afraid. I think that's when I asked you. I said, you sure he knows? Because, yeah. But I could tell that he was in love with you when when you told him. Maybe because of what people say. It's not, It's not that I thought he was crazy, because you're a great woman, actually. You're the best. And I knew you would have been an awesome wife because you watched me. But no, most people would be like, oh no, I can't do it. Or I've heard people say, ill, you know, why would he put himself in that type of predicament or whatever.
Yeah. How do you feel about how his family did me?
I didn't want to say that because I like peace. You know, I could have just went in on his family because of the way that they were doing, and to hear you cry, you know. But what
I will say, and I've said this before many times, it is your responsibility to protect your partner from your family. That stops there, period. I don't care what it is, because it's very rarely going to be something valid. It is your responsibility to protect your partner from your family. Now, you don't have to cut your parents off. You don't have to do anything that drastic, but you do have to protect your partner. If I walk into a situation and someone's being racist, your family should be there to check you. And it's that simple. It is that simple. You will not catch anyone I'm related to saying a bad thing about Lee, ever.
made me not do it is him. Because at the end of the day, he always had your back.
The reaction that my family gave was not a good reaction. Mm-hmm. It was more so a biased reaction when it comes down to the situation, due to the fact they were not educated.
How old were you and how old was my dad when y'all conceived me?
Well, me and your dad started at 15. I was 15. I was looking for love at a church because I was hurt. Things.
She was 15 looking for love at a church? Or why do I feel like he wasn't 15? Why do I feel like he was not 15?
Caught up with him, you know, and he went to jail. But
yeah, he went to jail.
I still didn't think he was wrong because I was still young. I was still a child. But
this poor woman.
Now that, you know, during therapy and everything else that happened, you know, I see that.
I was shocked at some of the things that you went through, Ma. And the fact that you still here made me realize that I can be strong too.
Yeah, I had to be strong because your siblings, I had to be strong. You know, we all went through a lot. I was lost.
Not surprised, I don't think parents regret having their kids most of the time. Like, I think where she is now, she probably is like, I'm grateful for having you at 15, 16, whatever. Like, I love you. But it should not have happened.
When you first came, I was lost. I felt like I was by myself. You know, his letters used to come from jail, and I just gave up, you know, but I didn't give up on you.
That's a much better way to say that. Parents regret having kids in certain situations, but they don't regret having the kids themselves. Yes, that is a more accurate way to say that. You're right. Like, you can say, I wish I didn't have a child at 15 without saying, I wish I didn't have you.
And I'm still not giving up. But this dude right here, I mean, even through your emotional roller coasters, he stood there. And that's what I knew, you know. They're inseparable. No matter who comes in, say something, you can't pull them apart, no matter what. That's what I love about him.
This is actually a dream to make this poster board.
You guys don't have like a table?
Okay. I want the world to know that the stigma is a lie. We get to drum and say cheese. And that you can be HIV positive and still marry a man who's HIV negative. And you can have children who also could be HIV negative. I felt passionate. I was about to go in. Brandon changed my life to show me that I can be safe. I can be happy.
I love how nurturing.
I did get a little clickbaited. Only like the first minute was about the ex-husband and the dad. After that, it's just been like HIV positive awareness stuff, which is like cool, but not something I would have clicked on.
And caring she actually can be. We get each other.
We are the black sheeps. I'm hoping to show people there is life after HIV.
I paid $20,000 for a wife, but she's not my slave? What? She's not my daughter? She's my wife? I resigned from teaching when our secret came out. This does not sound good. This does not sound good at all. Haters say we're in a lesbian relationship. What does that mean, dude?